like to call the advisory board meeting of March 2nd, 2023 of the Parks and Recreation Commission to order. So can we please stand and take the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, why don't we go around the room, do our introductions?
Phil Kaiser, south of Broad.
Bruce Yeager, south of the Broad.
Mark Renix, north of the Broad.
Carlos Cave, District Athletic Director of Beaufort County Schools.
That was a long one, Carlos.
I know.
Heather Flint, Administration, Parks and Rec. Antoinette Mack, Park Manager. Shannon Loper, Director, Parks and Rec.
Chuck Atkinson, Beaufort County Administration.
Great, all right. And the IT team?
Broadcast Service.
Broadcast Services, all right. That was wrong there. Well, welcome everybody. Can I have someone offer up an approval of the agenda for today?
I'll have an amendment.
Amendment, okay, Shannon?
So, I needed to add. I added the same health that was already on there, but I also added that we needed to vote on a new, vice chair.
Okay.
And there was one more amendment, I can't see mine.
Roll off.
I believe so.
Hang on one second.
Alan, you want to introduce yourself?
Alan Arsenault, south of the Broad.
All right.
Sorry, it's on my desk.
Did it have to do with our vacancy and,
Summer camp
oh, summer camp?
and voting for a vice chair.
Okay. All right, can I have a motion to accept the amended agenda?
So moved.
All in favor? Opposed? Okay, thank you. All right, is there anyone here for public comment today? It appears not, so we're good there. Okay, review and approval of the January 5th, 2023 minutes, right? Am I not correct there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it says September there for some reason, so let's correct that. I did have one comment on the items, and this would be on page 4 of 6, which is under the lengthy discussion for the rental of the Buckwalter facility, and this is near the end. It said, Bruce Yeager states, in the past we accepted $10,000 per year for this event, and then it says he states $12,000 for the event is reasonable. What I would add in between those two sentences, or add on to the first sentence, is based on the market value of the donations of the gym floor coverings, because that is what we received in lieu of the other. That's my only comment. Does anybody else have any comments on the minutes? Someone provide me a motion to approve those? Or are you still reviewing? That's fine.
move to approve as amended.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Before we get into the director's report then, we would like to recognize Will McCullough, who resigned from the board. I don't know exactly why that happened. I did not speak to Will. But he provided some excellent service, and I think, Shannon, you said that you've spoken to him, and if his schedule allows it, that we have an opening, that we'd like him to consider returning. And then secondarily, Eric Priester has left the board. He had a lot of, many years of solid service to this group. And I would like to welcome Mark Renix, right?
Yep.
Who is going to handle his remaining term and then hopefully be with us for a long time. Mark, for those of you who don't know, was an employee of Parks and Recs. So he and still very active in the community. He's retired, but he brings a lot of experience, wisdom, and will provide really solid perspectives on Parks and Rec in the community. So we welcome you, Mark.
Thank you.
Director's report, or what?
Want to go on our postpone on the vice chair?
Oh, yeah. So Will was the vice chair of the board, and so at this point we would like to entertain a motion to replace him as vice chairman. So, do I have a motion in regard to that? Or would someone like to volunteer to be the vice chairman? As I stare at Phil.
You know, you could do Mark the same way y'all did Will, and
Make him?
break him in good.
Yeah. Well, I think, now, Carlos, you're an at-large, are you at-large? Is Carlos no, so
He's Beaufort
Carlos
County
could be
School
vice chair, right? Can't be. No,
No,
okay.
it's official.
All right, oh, you're ex officio, I'm sorry, Carlos. So, all right. So Phil, if I nominate you, would you accept?
I suppose.
Okay, so, I can't make that, can I make that motion? I think, Carlos, maybe you are,
I nominate Phil for vice chair.
okay. Any other nominations? Phil, all in favor? Opposed? What say you, Alan Arsenault?
I say yay.
Okay, very good. Welcome, Phil. All right, to the vice chairmanship. All right, let's move on to the director's report.
Good afternoon. So, just an update on our senior program. I've got the numbers up here. With our Bluffton program, we're at 66, which is up 9 seniors. Booker T is at 49, which is up 2 seniors. Burton Wells is steady at 48. Port Royal is 55, which is up 20 seniors. Scott Center is 23, which is up 4, and St. Helena is 39, which is up 3. So as you can see, our senior program is steady growing. It's not slowing down. Have requested in our upcoming budget to possibly add 2 senior locations, one at the request of one of our councilmen at Dale Center, and then one at Lynn Brown Center. So if approved by next year, or next budget year, July the 1st, we will have 2 additional senior centers that we would like to add to the seniure program.
And can you, I mean, for those who may be watching, can you just give us a quick little synopsis of what we do at these programs? I mean, they're funded partially by a grant.
They're partially funded through LOCOG, Low Country Council of Governments. We have gone through the money pretty rapidly. On Fridays, we deliver frozen meals to seniors that are locked in at home. During the week, Monday through Friday, the seniors come to each of these centers and they do different activities. There's a calendar that's put out 2 weeks before the month starts. They do chair yoga, they do bingo, they're provided with a meal. They have field trips. This morning I was at Bluffton Center, they were planting plants. They do sewing. They just do a variety of activities. So, it's an all around, it's a great program. We do crafts, you know, we take their suggestions. So there's a lot of things that goes on with them.
Great, thank you.
Next up, you'll see where we did our senior Valentine's, at, Burton Wells. Springer Healthcare has partnered with us in providing the lunches for certain events. So we had our Christmas event, this is our Valentine's event, and then we have our Easter event that'll be coming up. But as you can see with the pictures, we went from our Christmas event at 90 seniors to over 120 at our Valentine's event.
That's fantastic.
All right, next up, we handled the vote. So we have our summer camp. This year, what we did with summer camp is we offered summer camp, first to the county employees, kids and grandkids. We offered that for a period of time, where we had, the county employees had until February the 26th to register their kids. And then once registration closed to the county employees, we opened up registration to the local municipalities, the town of Port Royal, the town of Bluffton, as well as the city of Beaufort. And we're coordinating with them. They will have registration open for them through March the 20th. And then once that closes, we will open up what spots we have left to a lottery system to the public. As you can see, these are our numbers. Bluffton Center, we have a max of 40 there. We currently have 23 registered. Booker T, we have 20, we have none registered. Broomfield, 25, none registered. Burton Wells, 40, we have 17 registered. Dale, 25, none registered. Gloria Potts, 25, none. Lynn Brown, we had 50 spots and 35 are registered. Port Royal, we had 30 and 12 are registered. And Scott, we have none registered. So this is going to, as you can see, we have several spots left that'll be available to the local municipalities. And then what we have left, we will open up to the public, like I said, through a lottery system. The cost of the program is extremely reasonable with the support of the county. It's $300 for the first child, $300 for the second child, $200 for the third, $100 for the fourth, and then the rest are at no charge. And that is for the 10 weeks of the summer.
So right now, we've gone through the county employees, and so these locations where we have zeros, that hasn't been opened up to the public.
The location that has zeros, none of the county employees have registered their children in those
Okay, so that's strictly
locations.
reflecting county employees at this point?
The numbers that we have that are reflecting strictly the county employees.
And your expectation is that we will be at the max at every location? That's typically the way it is, right?
I'm expecting that.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Our current registration numbers, for spring sports, we just ended spring sport registration. In Beaufort baseball, we have 298, which is up 25. We're still registering with the 13, 14-year-olds. Flag football, we had 95, we're down 10 in that. Soccer, we're up 74, as you can see. And then softball, which is the girls group that always fluctuates, we're down 16. Bluffton baseball, we're up 11. We're still registering again for that with the 13 and 14s. Flag football, we're up 46 with 342. Soccer, we're up 182 with 1,072. And softball, we're up 26 with 202. So, as you can see, we're still busting at the seams. The adult sports for spring, Beaufort adult baseball is still registering. Bluffton adult softball is still registering. Kickball, we are up 14, and volleyball, we are up 8. And, we are going to be offering kickball in Beaufort, beginning this fall, to add that.
What happened to, softball didn't Beaufort have a church softball? Didn't we deal with something that
We do the
recently?
summer softball.
That's summer,
Yeah,
okay,
that's
that's
summer.
not spring, all right.
Yeah. Our tournaments are 8U girls in Bluffton. One, they'll be going to state this weekend. Our 8U boys in Beaufort won, and they'll be going to state this weekend. And then upcoming, we have our Dixie Boys State Tournament, and then next year we'll have our Dixie Boys World Series. So up next is I've had a request from one of our travel soccer leagues who has previously used different churches, different areas that would like to request a reduction in fees for his travel program. He asked that I bring it to the board and ask that we reduce his fee.
And, what's your recommendation here?
What's he want to reduce from?
I'm
From
sorry?
What to what?
When do you want to use it?
He, looks like for the next 3 months.
No, but how much would he pay and how much does he want?
So he is using it right now, he is at per hour, he uses it 2 hours, which is a minimum of 2 hours at $40. He's using it Monday through Friday.
He's using one of our fields now and he's paying the full rate? Mm-hmm. Okay.
What is the reason to reduce, just because he's using it 5 days?
Just because he, I guess, wanted a discount.
Well,
Is it?
Emer.
Not fair to others who are paying the same fee.
yeah, my sense of this, and obviously we need to discuss it, is that, we will typically grant reductions in fees for things that are one-time off events or things that are fundraisers for various groups. But as it pertains to, use of fields, they're just so, I mean, when I coached travel baseball, which was a number of years ago, but did it for a long time, I mean, you pay the rate, whatever it is. So I agree with you, Phil. I mean, you know, I don't think that, we should really be reducing fees for, I think it would set a bad precedent, and, I think we've got so little availability on our fields as they are now, and I think our rental rates for fields are fair. So, my thought is that, we would, I would be in favor of a motion to reject that request. So, any discussion from y'all?
I agree.
What fields does he use, Chad?
He is over at Port Royal, at Bruce Edgerly.
Do we not use that for anything else?
We use it, we've used it for the schools. You know, right now, when the request came in, it's hard for us to tell, and it's hard for some of the schools and some of the, you know, charter schools, private schools, travel ball programs to understand when we say, we can't guarantee you anything right now because we're still registering for sports. You know, so, as you know, we allow our coaches to pick. So if they want to pick over there, you know, to use the field, then they're going to use the field. We're fixing that. We do have, right now, we have a portalette over there, but we are having the brand new bathrooms, concession and storage built. But we have used that field every year, for some of the schools and stuff, so we do.
And he's paying $40, our fee right now is $40 an hour
$40 for 2 hours.
for 2 hours.
I think it's
And he's
$40 for
using
2
that
hours.
5
Let me
days
make
a week?
sure.
again, do we need to officially do a motion to reject this?
If
Okay.
that's what you wanna do, yeah.
I'm going to abstain from this because I'm good friends with the owners, so I'd rather not.
Okay, certainly. Someone want to put a motion on the table?
I make a motion to reject this request. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I think it just should be noted that, you know, it's just something that we don't do. The fees are reasonable and they're based in the availability, just like you said, it is based upon our programs first.
Right. St. Helena, project. So at the last meeting, it was asked by Will, before he resigned, that we discuss St. Helena projects. With that said, I'm not sure, I believe that, Kenny brought it up? I believe that Kenny had brought it up. You know, Chuck's gonna come up here, he and I discussed it before the meeting, to weigh in on it, but, you know, a lot of the projects will be determined by the master plan when it's finalized, but also as well as there's a committee that handles CIP, which is capital improvement projects for the county, that makes a decision on the importance and, you know, where things stand with that. So let me let Chuck, he's got a few things to add.
Great, good afternoon. So we'll take them location by location. We have done a lot of work on St. Helena in the last few years. We'll start with Wesley Felix. We've put well over $1 million into that facility. New lighting, we refurbished the fields, we built new concession bathrooms, things of the like. And we're looking at upgrading the playground equipment.
We already added one new playground, and we did both the basketball and tennis court resurfacing.
Yep, all of that has been done there. So it's not that we're doing nothing, there's a lot that is being done. In the discussion right now, we're thinking about some kind of a walking path, perhaps improving the parking. I know that there is a pathway project that's still pending throughout the St. Helena area to include Ernest Drive and others, and we would like to be interconnected with that if the opportunity presents itself. So that's Wesley Felix. The other one is Scott Center. We're still in negotiation with the owners of Scott Center. That is a leased piece of property, and the lease is within, I'm gonna say 2 years of needing to be renewed. So right now, we have been doing a lot of maintenance on the building, new roof, replacement of rotted fascia boards, things
To
of that
clarify, does the county own it and we have a tenant, or is the county leasing it from the
We
owner?
are leasing it. The county is leasing it. We do not own it. There are some projects out there that are on the list, but we need to get through the lease agreement, get all that stuff nailed down, get all that renewed, and then move forward from there. But those discussions are ongoing. I don't see there being any long-term issue with it. We just have to get things in order. So let's talk about Gloria Potts. That's another one that we have been working on. The inside of that building has been fully renovated. It has been painted, the kitchen has been updated, flooring.
Flooring has not yet, but the playground will be in.
The playground is coming. We're looking at different improvements to the parking area, things of that nature. So there's a lot going on out there. It's not that nothing is going, it's just most of it revolves around fixing already existing facilities, things alike. I do want to mention that, I don't know if you saw the retreat, but we talked at length about the senior wellness centers. There is ARPA, American Rescue Plan, I think is what it was, the funds, the COVID funds that we got. There's $3 million that have been allocated to senior wellness programming. And the way we want to use that, in particular on St. Helena, is we would like to add a senior wellness center onto the library location to use that as a senior center with telehealth capabilities, use that for health education. Obviously, we feed the seniors. That's part of what would qualify under ARPA. So that money is very specific to health and wellness, so that's how we have to spend that money. The idea of co-locating it with the library is libraries are already staffed. So we can use that $1.5 million, attach it to the library facility. The library staff can help us manage that, and it would be a partnership between Parks and Rec and the library. But Parks and Rec would not have to staff a standalone building, so it would be available to the public plus our senior program. Secondarily to that, out in Dale and Lobico, moving away from St. Helena. The other half of that money, we're in discussion with the school district right now about taking ownership of the Lobico, we call it the Lobico Library. It was actually an old school back in the 20s and 30s. County moved a library into half of that facility back in the early 2000s, about 20 years ago. And we're looking at taking ownership of all of that and using that $1.5 million to renovate the second half and make that a senior wellness center so that we would have 2 of them in the rural areas. So I hope that gives you some idea. Obviously, with the master plan, capacity, ball fields, the distance of travel, availability, things like that will all be discussed. Any questions? All right, thanks.
Chuck, I do though, it was something that we talked about, it was an announcement in the minutes, and maybe since you're up here, if you could just comment on it. We were talking, Phil, you asked her about the land exchange with Camp St. Mary's last time, and you guys had toured it, and the county council was gonna ask for a decision or a decision. Has anything come up with that?
So we're still working through the process on that. I don't have anything new to report.
Nothing new.
But I hope soon we will have a defined path forward for that. All right,
Great,
thanks.
thank you.
Okay, so one more discount. Bluffton Township Fire District has asked about using one of our facilities. They would like to do a family day for the fire department. They want to cook food, have a cooking team trailer, play pickleball, bounce houses, spike ball, use the parking lot, use the restrooms, basically just have open space. And they're inviting 2 shifts to attend, while the 3rd shift is on duty that day. 1 and 2 will be working on shift. But they wanted to see if we would grant them a waiver of fees to be able to have a health and wellness day for the fire department to just build team spirit and have a family day.
So family and health and wellness is one event.
Yeah, so I didn't have an issue with it, but I wanted to run it by you guys, you know, as our local fire department, and
So this is in Bluffton?
yes.
And what location are they looking?
Well, that's the big $1 million question. Bluffton Center Field is looking a little rough due to the lacrosse, the college lacrosse, and the kids lacrosse, so we're gonna kind of play it by ear with that. That's the ideal location, but we may have to move them to Oscar Frazier Field. So we'll,
On a Sunday?
When, it's on a Sunday or?
it is on I'm not sure what day it is actually, if it's a Sunday, it's just got,
On a Saturday, that's for sure.
I don't, and I'm not sure that they set the date yet. I think that they were kind of waiting. They would like to do it on May the 6th, and I'm not sure what day that is. If anybody has a calendar in front of them.
That is a Saturday, and that,
It's terrible.
Oscar Frazier's not probably.
So we'd probably have to move them to a Sunday.
Yeah.
And we could use that, they could use Michael C. You know, there's a lot of options as far as those 3 go on a Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah.
You said pickleball, where would they use?
Well, the pickleball would be Bluffton Center.
Okay.
But if we needed to move them like to Michael C., we have the portable pickleball
That you
things
could
that
do
they
on the
could set up.
basketball court or
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah.
And what is our typical fee for that?
Well, I mean, it's a special event, so, you know, because it's
$375 or something?
500.
Okay, and, they're going to, I mean, obviously, they're going to.
They would
ha-
clean up and do all that kind
they'll-
of stuff.
They're gonna take all their stuff, or we're not gonna pay extra for cleaning up after them or anything?
No, they're gonna handle all that.
And insurances?
They
are-
would provide
They
us.
provide all that?
Haven't we in the past, also over in Beaufort, I think the fire department over there has had softball tournaments to raise money in the past?
They've come before the
Yeah.
board, and the
And
board's
we've-
asked for an
yeah, we-
exemption.
Not charge them to do
Yeah.
that too.
No.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be fair if we don't charge them, that we, I mean,
Well, yeah, and I mean, and the way I look at it is,
community too.
yeah, it's our community and the people that we depend on. If we have a heart attack or fall out or, you know, whatever we do,
Yeah, I mean,
accident.
Any other discussion? Someone wanna put a motion on the table?
I make a motion that we waive the fee.
Second.
Yeah, just with the understanding that that motion also includes that they cover their own insurance and, you know, take care of all of there aren't any costs associated with it for us.
Right.
Now, do we do anything on Saturdays out at Bluffton Rec?
Lacrosse. So, you know, but depending on the schedule and stuff, because of,
It might be
yeah,
later on,
it
it
might,
might be done.
or it might be away games that day,
Yeah.
since we play in the Savannah League.
All right, you wanna restate your motion with my amendment on there?
What was the, I make a motion to, waive the fee as long as they are under the standing that they are responsible for cleaning, and taking care of
And insurance.
the insurance.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Great.
Hello, you guys.
Hello.
This is the information for our Battery Creek pool. Our hours are Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 to 12, 1 to 7. Saturdays, we have our inflatables from 10:30 to 4:30. We have our BOGA classes that are Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6:15 to 6:45. And we have our youth school swim lessons. There are currently none at this pool at this time. And then our check-ins for January, we had 628 people, and for February, we had 211.
Why is the disparity?
I'm not.
And that's the full month of February?
Yes.
So we had 3 times as many people in January. And there were no special events or anything?
Nope.
That's kinda crazy. All right, and why are we having is that just because of the school calendar that we're not having any youth?
There's none that's set up for this current time frame. There's some in Bluffton and some in Beaufort, but not at.
Oh, okay, so it's just the scheduling, I mean, that's just the, okay. All right, good.
Our Beaufort pool, our hours are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8 to 12, 1 to 7. Our BOGA classes are Mondays and Wednesdays, 6:15 to 6:45. We also offer water aerobics Mondays and Wednesdays, 1:30 to 2:30. And then our school swim lessons, they start March 13th. And then our patron check-in is 321 for both January and February.
So that could be 100 people 3 times a piece and then 21 other people or whatever, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Our Bluffton pool, we are open Monday through Friday. Due to the swim lessons from 1 to 7 p.m. And then we have the swim lessons during the day. We have our inflatables on Saturday, that is from 10:30 to 4:30. We also offer our BOGA classes Mondays and Wednesdays from 6:15 to 6:45. Our water aerobics is Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, from 8:30 to 9:30. Our school swim lessons are currently going on all the way till May. Our Finn swim team is Monday through Friday from 2:30 to 7 p.m. We also offer a low country autistic foundation, Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays from 5:30 to 7 p.m. And then for our check-in for January, we had 1,792 people, and for February, we had 2,491 people.
So that's a heavily used pool.
That is our business.
And how's that going now with all the renovations and everything else? I mean,
The roofing renovation was really good. Patrons like that. Obviously, patrons are not the happiest about our school swim lessons, and they can't swim during that time frame, but we're still getting usage out of our pool.
good?
For our classes, we offer private and group swim lessons year-round. Our stroke improvement class is year-round for adults. Our CPR class is by appointment, and then we also have our lifeguarding classes. We have one that is starting tomorrow, and we have 3 that are in April and May.
How many people are signed up for
For
the?
the one that starts tomorrow, we actually have 3 people that are signed up for it.
Okay. Are we still looking for lifeguards?
We're definitely looking for lifeguards. Yes. Preferably ones that can work throughout the
Have you reached out like to Sun City or anyone over there for lifeguards or for, I mean, maybe,
A lot of patrons that come to our Bluffton pool, they're interested, but they don't wanna take the classes.
they just don't wanna get certified.
I'm assuming so, that they were certified prior, and
Do
I
we,
can
do
definitely
we,
look
char-
out
we don't
and-
charge for the certification if they become
if they
employees,
plan
do
on
we?
working for us for 6 months, we do not charge for the certification. It is a free certification.
And how much is the certification?
$175.
So it's not overwhelming in cost, but,
You can make that back pretty easy.
yeah, right. And even when you let them know that, they're just not interested. Okay. Any other questions? Thank you.
Let me just say the brick that you have to swim with.
The what?
The brick, it ain't light. Go by there one day and try it.
No,
A brick or a concrete thing?
It's a brick, and it's heavy. I remember when one of mine did it, I think he was 19, and he came home and he said, I felt like I was gonna drown, it was so heavy. Employee update, admin, we need one part-time clerk. We had one the other night that moved back to Florida to be closer to her mom. Aquatics, we need full-time lifeguard 6, and then 1 assistant aquatics manager. Maintenance, we have 8 positions to fill, and rec aids 4 positions to fill. Other than that, we are fully staffed with our athletics and rolling right along, which is the first time in a while.
so when we see all this across the board, how many actual employees do we have? I mean, that, under our purview.
It's in the 90s, it changes so often.
So when you say 8, whatever, in our maintenance, you were talking about the wonderful, mowers that mowed by themselves last time.
Yeah, the problem with that is the thought process behind the mowers that mow behind themselves is so that they can trim the trees and the bushes and do more of the other stuff that they
Gotcha.
don't get the time to do. So, I'm hoping that's gonna help out with that, but, I mean, there's plenty for them to do even with the mowers mowing.
Do we hire people seasonally in the summer, kids that are, or is there
We do for the pool. We absolutely would for maintenance if anybody was interested.
summer jobs, things like that?
Yeah. Next meeting, any questions?
Does anybody have any issues or any comments? Well, thank you all for being here. Does someone want to make a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
A second.
Alan, motion to adjourn. All in favor?
When they go the first 10 minutes.
I'm not going to amend your motion, Alan. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for being here.